What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. I'm Ryan Thomas. I'm your host. Once again, bringing you another edition of the Thomas Take. Interesting subject that I came across was the fact that in learning about podcasting and in learning about putting out your own content and stuff like that, I came up with an idea to talk about my own fantasy football league. Obviously, now the season is almost coming to a close. In my league, I'm in the second to last week of my season, where I'm playing in the semifinals against Joker's Finest, my buddy Zach Troutwine. And then in the other bracket, I have my friend Eric Ellis playing against another buddy of mine, Alex Spencer. All these guys are my friends. My dad is in the league as well. Zach's dad is in the league as well. So I've had the league going for about 7 years now, and this year has been probably one of the most interesting seasons to date, if not the most exciting season to date. In a look back to where the season started, I pulled the trigger on drafting Tom Brady in the 5th round, was willing to absorb the first 4-week suspension, and it could have really been a huge risk had I not picked up the other players that I did and made the trades that I did over the course of made the trade that I did over the course of the season. Started my season 2-0, 1-0 with Dak Prescott. The next week I went with Joe Flacco, and then it really came crashing down for me after that point. I lost 4 straight, basically all by just losing. I lost within the last minute or so of the matchup. I'd lose by 10. Week 4 I lost, or week 3 I lost by 13. Week 4 I lost by over 50 points. Week 5 I lost by 10. Week 6 I lost by .60. I was up 37 points on Scott Brown, and he came back and won that matchup with David Johnson. And David Johnson's a guy that I wanted in other leagues, but he was a keeper in my league. My league is a keeper league, and Scott was able to keep him. And then week 7 I won. Week 8 I won. I won 6 straight. And going into the last week of the season, I had to win or lose. I had to win, get the first round bye, win or get the first seed in the first round bye, or lose, and I would have been playing good buddy of mine, Cody White. I lost that week 13, lost 122 to 157. And then last week, I was in the first round playoff bracket as a non-first round bye team, where I have a 10-team league and 6 teams make the playoffs. The top 2 get the first round bye. And I was down 127 to 89, and thankfully Tom Brady and Julian Edelman bailed me out of that situation because Des Bryant had -1 point due to the catch/fumble that he accrued versus the Giants. So now this week I'm playing Joker's Finest once again, and this is the 3rd time this season that Zach and I have played each other. Zach's beaten me both times, and the matchup projection right now has me at 138.26 and him at 124.20. And reason why it's really that far apart is because Julio Jones is out this week versus the San Francisco 49ers. So who's to say that the projection would be that far apart if Julio Jones was in? Obviously it would not be, and Zach's chances of beating me would be much better. I want to beat Zach on his best day, not on his worst day, but I'll take the win if I can get it any way I can get it. And in the other matchup, we got Eric, who's the defending champion, the Unbeatables, going up against Alec. The projection for that matchup is very close. Eric's at 139.61, and Alec is at 137.76. Made 2 big additions to his team over the course of the week, picking up Kenneth Farrow, the San Diego Chargers running back that's playing in relief of Melvin Gordon, and Ty Montgomery, who's now slotted in his flex slot. So, very interesting stuff. I did this podcast subject today just because there's a few league announcements that I want to make to all of my league owners, competitors in Lockport Fantasy Football. Earlier, a couple weeks ago, I posted a picture of both Barry Sanders and Walter Payton. And that kind of got people confused as to why I would post a picture of two past legends. In the 2017 season, as you guys know, will be a keeper league. It's going to be a keeper league for the remainder of the duration of the league that, as it exists. It's always going to be a keeper league from here on out. 2017, we're going to be able to keep whoever we want, but obviously we're going to have to give up whatever that player whatever compensation that player was drafted in. There's going to be particular cases where a guy won't be worth what he was drafted last year. If a player decides to keep him, I will find the right compensation for that player based on ADP and other things as well. So, the picture of both Barry Sanders and Walter Payton, the reason why I posted that was because next year we are going to have divisions. It's something that I have wanted to do for a couple years now, and it's something that I really feel is necessary after this season. I liked having the open free-for-all where everybody played each other twice in some cases, but there's teams that are better than others, people that are more competitive than others, and they should be separated. They should be separated out for the sake of making the other teams that have been low within the last 2-3 years that have been some of the bottom feeder teams. It gives them a chance to be competitive. One division will be the Payton division, and the other division will be the Barry Sanders. One division will be the Walter Payton division, and the other division is going to be the Barry Sanders division. I have not divvied out the divisions just yet, but I will at the conclusion of next season, at the conclusion of this season. Very excited to see what happens with these matchups. If I win, I don't care who I play. I was in the finals last year. I lost to Eric. I'd like to maybe rerun that one, get that one back. If I play Alec, that's great too. This is his first year in the league. If he were to make the finals, that would be pretty cool as well. Either way, I'm glad I am where I am at this season because my back was really against the wall. I had 2 wins and 4 losses, and I needed to really get a streak going in order to make the playoffs, and I did, and I can thank a few things for that. My pickups of Jay Ajayi, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. I can also thank having Tom Brady back in my lineup, being the quarterback one that he is, and the trade that I made with Tom Frew / Buffalo Bruja that got me Ezekiel Elliott. I gave up a 3rd-round pick next year. Not too thrilled with that, but sometimes in order to give something away, in order to get something, you have to give something away. So I'll deal with the circumstances when the time comes. But I also gave up Lamar Miller as well, who Tom will now have keeper rights to if he so chooses to keep him. He can. But yeah, it's been a really fun season. I wanted to post this podcast more so for the guys that are in my league. Thank you guys for checking your stuff, playing hard, trying to win. It's fantasy football. It's for fun. Sometimes I let my competitive nature get the best of itself, and sometimes everybody else has their competitive moments within fantasy football that at the close of the season, we're all like, hey, good season, thanks for playing type thing. But next year will be a keeper league again, and the draft order will be based on the inverse order of standings. So whoever finishes with the title will pick 10th. Whoever finishes second will pick 9th, and so on and so forth. So we know who the top 5 teams are, I believe, in the draft order for next season. Tom will be picking first overall. Robert Troutwine, Zach's dad, will be picking second overall. Dave Wilcox will be picking third overall. Fourth overall will be my dad and Dean Thomas. And then fifth overall is going to be between Scott and Cody, whoever wins that matchup this week. And then whoever wins the third place matchup. It really depends on those two things for the remaining of the order. All the teams that are in the playoffs currently, whether they win or whether they lose, that's what will dictate the draft order. So very exciting stuff. For me to make it as a fourth seed, I was supposed to be within one of the top two with the bye, but in a way it kind of worked out for me. Being that I was able to win that first week, it really didn't matter, and I enjoyed actually having to play someone week 14 for a change. It made it a little bit more exciting. So that's the league announcement. Next year, we're going to have two divisions made up of 5 teams each. 3 teams are going to make the playoffs in each division. 6 teams will make the playoffs out of 10. Once again, first 2 teams are going to get the first round bye. The tiebreaker will be head-to-head. So head-to-head is going to matter more, and it should matter more. I think that it should, without a doubt. So thank you guys for playing in my league this year. This was the 7th season in which I had my fantasy football league. Next year is the 8th season of Lockport Fantasy Football. I'm the commissioner, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it this season especially. Everybody's tried really hard. There's been a lot of trades made, more than in any years past. So I look forward to next year. So thank you guys for playing. The league announcement for next season: 2 divisions, 3 teams in each division will make the playoffs. Take care.